Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I'm so excited that you're joining me tonight. I have a bunch of projects to share with you, and I am really excited that Stampin' Up! Is having a sale this month. It is June 1st, 2023, and Stampin' Up! Has marked down some of the brand new designer paper packs from the annual catalog, 15% off. So this is awesome! Brand new paper, and now you can get a discount. So I'm going to show you all of the paper that's on sale and a bunch of samples using those paper. I almost have a sample. Maybe I do. No, almost have a sample for every single paper tonight, and more than one for most of them. So I can't wait to share those with you. I have 37 project ideas to share with you. I think I put 36 in the description, and I'll have to update it because I forgot about one project that I'm so excited about. I would love to hear from you about your favorite designer paper in the new annual catalog. I finished sending out my product shares, so if you participated in that, you got to see and feel and in person all the new designer paper and get those in your hands. And I love doing the product shares because it is a way to sample all the new paper without having to buy a whole package yourself, because some of these are very specific in their theme. Like there's one about fishing, and there's one about shopping, and one about space. And all of those things are probably ones that I wouldn't use a whole package of, but it's kind of nice just to have a little sample to make a card or two. So leave a comment, let me know your favorite. I apologize for my hoarse voice tonight. Hopefully will last an hour. You guys know I had COVID a couple weeks ago, and I felt really crummy for a whole week, and I skipped our live, and then I was feeling great last week. I was feeling so good, and I woke up on Sunday morning and I felt like I had all of the same symptoms again: the sore throat, the congestion. And so it's been a crummy week. I feel like sometimes I feel like I can't catch my breath, and I'm not even doing that much. Just all kinds of sinus stuff. So drinking lots of tea. I'm doing all the Mucinex and the Zicam and all of those things. And I don't know. I've taken a couple more COVID tests and they're negative. So I don't know if it's just lingering symptoms or if my immune system was just weak and I picked up some other little bug. But I hope you guys are all doing well at home. It's summertime. We're not supposed to be sick in the summer, right? I hope that you are well. We're going to get through these cards tonight. And hopefully I won't lose my voice in doing so. Leave lots of comments and encouraging words. I guess we're not sharing swaps, but still leave encouraging words for me so that I can get through this hour. And I apologize in advance for the coughing. I don't think I can avoid it. Once I start talking a lot, I think it's just going to happen. All right, paper sale. I have the link in the video description, so be sure to check it out. And like I said, all these papers are on sale. Pretty much all of the papers that aren't specialty paper. So the specialty paper is the paper that has like the foil or the, the special things. But actually, I think most of the papers in the catalog are non-specialty papers, so they're pretty much all on sale. 6x6 paper is on sale. The Jumbo Delightfully Eclectic is on sale. The online exclusive paper is on sale. The Irresistible, the 12x12. So we're going to show it all tonight. I'm going to show you the paper and show you some card samples, and then we're going to move on. There are 3 projects that I'm going to make while we're live tonight, and those are just going to kind of be interspersed as we go and get along to that paper. So we are going to start right at the beginning of this flyer. This is from Stampin' Up. I'm pretty sure it's the same order that these appear in the catalog, or at least on the designer paper pages. But anyway, this is the order that I'm going in. So we're starting with Bright and Beautiful. This is a 6x6 paper pack, which means that you get 12 different patterns and you get 4 of each sheet. And I love this paper. It's so bright and beautiful. And it includes all of the returning colors that came back, the new and returning colors. And so that's what I love most about this paper, is that it is just a really great opportunity to use those amazing colors that are brand new. So 6x6, it has a very celebratory kind of theme with fun patterns, polka dots, geometric shapes, stars, stripes, and then we also have these kind of watercolor and ombre washes and schemes. So we've got Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, Misty Moonlight, Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst. So we just kind of got a little bit of everything. So I've shared some of these cards before. Some of them are new and some of them are swaps from other demonstrators. This first one's from Karen Titus. And then this is one I shared in a Sunday stamping video. A really cool fun fold. If you haven't seen this yet, I'll link up to the video description. In the video description, I will link up to the video if you haven't seen it yet. You can get 2 of these cards from 1 sheet of paper. It's really awesome. Then this one is one I made using a little Basics 3D embossing. And then the last one has a little specialty acetate on top of the designer paper with some of the stamped balloons. Oh my gosh. Do you just love the colors? Oh, they're just so bright and so beautiful. The next one on our list is the Countryside Inn. Now this is a 12 by 12 paper, so you're going to get 6 different patterns, and it's in the larger sheets. This one's focusing on blues. So beautiful. You know what? I was trying to think if this... I meant to check something and I forgot. I don't think it does. Okay. Sorry, a side thought there. This coordinates with the Country Bouquet design or embossing folder, and I saw another paper pattern in another package, and I wondered if it coordinated as well, but I don't think it does. It's not quite the same. So we got lots of blues here. We got the new boho blue. We've got the Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, just gorgeous colors. And then on the back, maybe some more like muted kind of patterns. So lots of samples using this one because it was available on pre-order. This first one is from Bonnie O'Neill. I love the color blocking. I've been meaning to try doing that again. Here's another one. Do you recognize the layout? I just showed it to you. Isn't that funny? Just changing up the colors and the paper, and you get a totally different card. So here's another one I did with the embossing folder. This one by Barb Mulliken is one we're going to case with some other designer paper. I love how she incorporated the Fresh as a Daisy, or not the Fresh as a Daisy, the Daisy Bundle, whatever it's called. I just thought this was so fresh and fun with those blue colors. So I'm going to stick this one in here so that we can refer to it later. Here's another one from Janice Waitman. This uses the same stamp set, the Circle Sayings, with some of the more neutral patterns there. Here's one where I created and embossed the designer paper with the embossing folder. And then this is one I made in a Sunday stamping video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. Featuring the Countryside Inn Suite. Love the way this turned out with the Countryside Corner dies. And then last one, I love this layout for a great way to show off different patterns of designer paper. So this is just 1 by 3 inch strips. There's 5 of them on this card. And then the sentiment, hoping for better days ahead. I am very much hoping for better days ahead. Oh, it was such a busy May. Not only was I sick, but we also had all the end of the school year stuff going on with the kids, culminating to Tuesday night, Claire's graduation. And so I feel like it's finally time to take a breath. Of course, she's got travel ball. We still have to have a graduation party. So the chaos is not over, but a big part of it. I definitely have a big break compared to the rest of the school year. All right, Delightfully Eclectic is our next one. This is a jumbo paper pack, and we've seen a lot of these in the Hostess section of the catalog. This one is available for everyone. It's a 12 by 12 paper pack, but you get 4 sheets each of 12 different 12 by 12 patterns, and so it is literally the equivalent of 4 paper packs in one. This is a good one, I would say, to split with a friend because it comes with so much paper. Just as the name implies, Delightfully Eclectic is very eclectic in its patterns. We have a sort of a theme of coordinating colors, but the patterns vary very different from each other. We've got some floral, we've got some strawberries and lemons, some pretzels, some swans. I'm going to flip it over so you can see the other side. Oh, I love these daisies. I don't know if that coordinates with one of the daisy dies. I'll have to check that out. But some like grid paper, some hearts that are making me dizzy to look at, like, I don't know, optical illusion or something. That one makes me dizzy too. The black and white patterns. So really just kind of all sorts of fun. Love those two together. Fun, eclectic patterns. I have a few cards to share with you. This one I borrowed from my June swap pile for the Great Big Card Swap. This one's from Joan Talent. And I didn't have a lot of cards with this paper, so when I opened up her card, I thought I'm going to pull it over and show it to you guys. Here's that paper right there. I love the pretty flowers, and she's the new Crafting With You bundle. This is a card for the June Great Big Card Swap, so I'm going to put it back with those cards, and I'll share it again on Tuesday when we have our card swap showcase. No, not Tuesday. It's still going to be another week. Tuesday the 13th. Right? The second Tuesday is, Tuesday, June 13th. So stay tuned for that. It's not too late. The theme for the new, or the Great Big Card Swap in June is new catalog. If you don't have new catalog, you can send anything. Anything goes. So, but if you do have something with a new catalog, you can send that in for the Great Big Card Swap. And if you want to make an extra for me in June, I'll be sending out a return swap for everyone who sends a card for me. So kind of a fun twist. I'm looking forward to getting all your cards and seeing what you create. Thank you, Joan, for sending in that awesome card. I've got two more using this delightfully eclectic designer paper. This is one I shared last time with the new patchwork pieces die, and then this one with the Crafting For You bundle as well. Aren't those colors great together? It is Bubble Bath, Crushed Curry, and Night of Navy. And then I guess over here I thought it was Fresh Freesia because that's the color I used there. And I guess maybe it is both of them because that looks like Bubble Bath and that looks like Fresh Freesia. Oh, I love these colors. This designer paper, so much fun, and I can't wait to play more. I know there's just so many different things we can make with it. So tell me what you think about delightfully eclectic. I do wonder if it's too random. Like, do you like enough of the patterns that you would get a full package of this? Or is it sort of a turnoff that they all don't coordinate together? That would be an interesting little survey. So leave a comment, let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys think of the delightfully eclectic designer paper. The next one is Earthen Elegance. This one is so pretty. I haven't had a chance to play with this one yet, and so I did pull in some swaps that I got doubles of for the Great Big Card Swap. I'll show you those in just a second, but first let me show you this designer paper. Earthen Elegance has a very earthy kind of vibe to it. It was created with different tiles created by Stampin' Up! Product designer Julie. I don't remember her last name. I met her when we were there in March, and I got to see the actual tiles that she rolled out the clay and carved and glazed, and they're just so stunning and beautiful. The designer paper doesn't do it justice at all. Let me show you the other sides here. So I just love these colors. We've got some Misty Moonlight, Pretty Peacock, Moody Mauve, some of the new Copper Clay, Pecan Pie. And then this is the one that has the pots and the sort of leaves and things. And so really kind of a fun suite. So I haven't had a chance, like I said, to craft with it yet, but I got these samples. This one from Jenny Oliver. She did such a great job of using different patterns of the designer paper to die cut the different pots. And then this one, I love the colors on this one, from Sue Hines. She used this one. And then just some berry burst and some of the wild wheat. I thought it was so stunning, the color combination on that card. So thank you both for sending in extra cards for me. I'll be sending you guys return swaps using some new catalog stuff. So I hope you enjoy my card. Thank you so much for sending yours. I can't wait to play some more, and I think this is going to be a really beautiful suite. This is one too. The stamp set in this suite is available in Spanish, which is something that Stampin' Up! Hasn't done in a while, so I'm excited about that. This one's called Earthen Elegance. The next one is the Fresh as a Daisy designer paper, and this is another 12 by 12 designer paper. This one features the new in colors. So we've got some Wild Wheat, Pebbled Path, some Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and then also some Garden Green and some Pretty Peacock. So we brought in some greens because there aren't any. Copper Clay back here. In the in colors, there are no greens, so they brought in some greens to sort of round out this paper. On the back side of this beautiful Fresh as a Daisy designer paper, we've got some sort of brush strokes with those in colors. So these are the in colors: Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, and Boho Blue. And then this one has some Garden Green and Pretty Peacock, those other greens that we brought in. And let me show you the cards I have. This one is one that I made during this past Sunday stamping video. Kind of a fun fold card. I don't know what it's called. I'm calling it a fold back card. But this is a great way to show some designer paper and coordinating patterns. I will link up in the video description to this, but you can find this in on my YouTube channel right here. I have a whole playlist of Sunday stamping videos, so make sure you subscribe. We always are sharing some beautiful projects. Here's another one that I created with Moody Mauve as the card base. A little bubble bath here for the sentiment, and the center of the daisies is Copper Clay. Wild Wheat in there too. Beautiful. This one's from Jody Reinert. She's got some Pretty Peacock with the Copper Clay. I just love this paper. It is so gorgeous. This paper was painted by Vanessa. I wish I remembered their last names. Product designer Vanessa. We took a class with Julie and Vanessa. Last card. Did I tell you this one? Nope. Teresa Tucker. Sorry. Teresa Tucker made this one. Getting distracted. And Betsy Kreider made this one with the Fresh as a Daisy. So when I was there at the home office for the Million Sales Achiever Retreat, we got to take different classes. And the class we took with Vanessa and Julie, they shared some of these sort of behind the scenes on how they created these designer papers. And so for this one, Vanessa taught us how to use gouache paint and gouache paint. Gouache? Oh, Claire's going to kill me. I don't know if she's down here listening. This is a paint she's been learning how to use in art class. It's really kind of cool. I think it is a hybrid of like watercolor and acrylic paint, if I'm remembering right. Vanessa taught us how to paint daisies. And so we actually got to sit and paint with her and create some daisy paint. Now, my daisies were not, they weren't pretty. It was fun to practice, but this is why I love designer paper, is because I don't have to paint beautiful daisies. Vanessa can do such a beautiful job, and I can use her beautifully painted daisies. I don't know, do you guys do any drawing or painting at home? That's something that is not my forte, but I feel like it goes hand in hand with paper crafting and card making. So I would love to hear about your other art kind of hobbies. My girls don't do a lot of stamping. All three of my daughters are really big into drawing and painting, and so they kind of do their own thing and create their own art. I wish I had that talent, and I wish I had that patience, but I rely on the beautiful artists at Stampin' Up who create such beautiful things for us to craft with. All right, that's the Fresh as a Daisy. So beautiful. But Catherine says, I cannot make a stick figure straight. I think I can draw a stick figure usually, but not really much more than that. Ooh, I would like to try that. Sharon says paint pouring. That's something I would definitely be interested in doing as a class. And Rita says she crochets and sews. Thomas's girlfriend, Elise, she knits. And so Thomas was learning how to knit for a while, and he was working on a blanket for her, but I think he kind of abandoned it. I'm not sure if he's going to finish it or not. It's been like a multi-year project. Right now, it's a really, 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 really long, fat scarf, but maybe someday it'll be a blanket. Our next paper is Glorious Gingham, and I actually don't have any samples. It's a pretty straightforward designer paper. This is a 6x6 paper pack. And it includes, there's 5 different patterns. Let me just double check in the catalog and see how many pieces are in it. Maybe I'm even missing one, because usually these packages are 48. Yeah, okay. 48 sheets. So there are 5 different colors. No, 40 sheets. There's 8 sheets each of the 5 different colors. So these are new colors or returning. We got Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, Berry Burst, oh, Blueberry Bushel, love it, and Lemon Lime Twist. So these are gingham, and then on the other side, really small gingham. So same pattern, just 5 different colors. And I should have double checked my card box because I might have some samples that are using this paper. And I'm just not like thinking about it being that paper because it is sort of just a nice simple design, classic design that I think can be used with you know, with anything. All right, Glorious Gingham. That is that gorgeous paper. I'm sure I'll be using it some more. It is a 6x6 paper. So like I said, you get 8 sheets of each 5 different colors. Our next paper is one you may have forgotten about. It is an online exclusive. So we talked about it a lot when it was first released back in March. It is still available in the online store and it's on sale right now. Mom and I did a video and so I'll try to link up to that so you can see. This is a 6x6 paper pack, so 12 different patterns, and you get 4 of each. Now, when this first came out, it was kind of frustrating because some of the colors featured in this designer paper weren't available as colors to order yet for cardstock and ink pads, but now they are. So that includes the Pretty Peacock, the Lost Lagoon in there. So I'm excited that we can get all of the cardstock and the ink colors and the coordinating stuff to make cards. This paper is so pretty. It's sort of, it looks like an embossed resist. So we've got a lot of the Daffodil Delight Fleur de Flamingo colors, sort of a watercolor background, which I think is just really beautiful. And the leaves and the flowers, these flowers and these leaves can be die cut with the coordinating Irresistible Bloom dies. Really pretty paper. Oh, I just love that one. So this paper is still available. It's an online exclusive, so you'll find it in the online store only, although I think it is kind of pictured in the front of the catalog. On one of the first pages, I feel like. Yeah, right there. Page 6. Just sort of points out the online exclusives. And let's see, May 2023 to April 2024. Hey, if you're a demonstrator, there are some brand new online exclusives. I'm just gonna, you know what, let me finish this paper. Let me finish this paper. Here are some samples that I've made with it. This one, die cut, well, actually both of them, I've die cut the flowers and the leaves right from the designer paper. So you can see some fun ways to use this paper. It is so, so beautiful and on sale this month, like all the other papers I'm showing you. Now, are you guys ready for a little sneak peek? We have some new online exclusives that will be coming in July. Demonstrators can pre-order starting today. If you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to the online exclusive section, but the new products aren't going to be there until July 6th. So be sure to tune in. I'll be sharing some ideas with some of this stuff later on in June. I'm sure Mom and I will be featuring the new Horse and Sleigh bundle. There's some designer paper, one horse open sleigh. I got to see that when I was in Utah. It's really, really beautiful. If I remember right, some of the patterns are like photorealistic and just gorgeous. I can't wait to get these adhesive back snowflake assortments. Then we also have a timeless charm bundle with a stamp set and dies. There are more online exclusives coming besides just these. And some of the sneak peek graphics, there is a truck punch and some other stuff that looks really exciting, like a stained glass kind of looking Christmas themed thing. So I think that these online exclusives coming in July will bring us some Christmas in July kind of items and hold us over until the new mini catalog starts, which is going to be a little bit later this year. Last year we had a mini catalog that started in July and went through December. And this year, the mini catalog will not be released until September. So we've got the new products coming out in July that are online exclusives, and then the mini catalog will start in September. So just a little FYI. I know it feels like we're, the last couple years we should be expecting one soon, but it is going to be a little while. They're trying to kind of space that out a little bit and give the annual catalog some time to be celebrated, and there's just so many good things in there that we won't feel rushed to use. All right, the last one on this page, there's some more coming after it though. The last one on this page is the Inked Botanicals designer paper. These papers are all on sale in June 2023, 15% off their regular price. This paper is a 6x6 designer paper, and I shared this one last week. I did a whole video doing 3 different projects using this designer paper. There's 12 different patterns. You're going to get 4 sheets of each design. I love these colors in here: Lost Lagoon, Crushed Curry, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink. Just gorgeous. Kind of fall, I feel like, but also just good for year-round projects. On the other side, some more patterns, just beautiful and neutral. So I'm going to go through kind of quickly because I shared them already last week. This one with the inked and tiled punches. Here's one that I cased from the catalog, using the inked and tiled stamp set. Same stamp set here, using the new brick embossing folder. This one also used the Patchwork Pieces die. If you haven't seen the video from last week, then make sure to check that out. I'll add the link in the video description when we're all done. And the last one from last week was this one with the bird's eye view stamp set. So cute. I just love those birds with the glasses. So versatile. This paper is not just for that inked and tile stamp set. I really think it goes with so many things. And if you've been eyeing it, it is the perfect time to get the Inked Botanicals designer paper this month on sale, and you can make lots of beautiful cards with it as well. Do you guys like this one? This is definitely one that caught my eye. I think right away from the catalog. The next designer paper is this one. Is called Les Shops. It is French. Les Shops means the shops, and just as the name implies, we have some fun designer paper that has shops on it. So each one of these has double-sided, so some of these on the back are kind of more versatile patterns that can be used for different things, and then some of them do have the storefronts, and these coordinate with dies, so you can die cut those. And I don't have that bundle yet. I think it might be on its way to me. This one we've got books and paint and flowers. I think maybe there's some dies that go with that. Well, I don't have any samples with this one because it's kind of a new one, and it's just one that hasn't been very popular yet. But I thought I would do a quick little case of the catalog. So here we are on page 30 of the May 2023 to April 2024 annual catalog from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to case this one right here because it doesn't require the coordinating stamp set, which hasn't arrived yet. This one is mostly just images from the designer paper. So I'm going to cut apart my paper and we're going to make up this card. I don't have the Let's Get Together stamp because it's part of this bundle that hasn't come. But I do have the happy labels, and I'm going to substitute You Are My Happy Place on my version of this card. So let's get started. I'm going to use this background piece and then also the little shop from this piece. And do you notice what kind of shop that is? It is a craft store or an art studio, art supplies. I don't have the coordinating dies, so I'm going to use my scissors and fussy cut. I love that there are so many amazing images in the Stampin' Up! Designer paper that are kind of designed to be cut out either with dies or with scissors. Even like this one here, you could cut that out and add that to the card to help create your scene. But I love that they kind of space the images out on the designer paper so that you can use it that way. So I think that is really kind of awesome. They think about all those things when they're creating designer paper. So like this one, these things aren't touching on purpose so that you can cut out and use those images on your cards and projects. I think this is definitely one of those very specific designer papers that maybe won't be quite as popular as some of the others, which is why I think it's so awesome to get something like the product share where you can sample a little bit of all the paper without having to commit to buy a whole packet, because this is one that I probably won't buy on my own, but I do have my sample size and I'm happy to be able to use a little bit of that. Okay, this one is going to be for our card front, and it sort of just has those shop images in white on the blue background. So this is going to be our card front, and I want it to be 4 inches. How perfect. It's like they thought of that. And then I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. Now on the original sample, they had it go all the way to the edge of the card front. So it's wall-to-wall designer paper, but I kind of like having a little border. So I cut mine to 5 by 4 or 4 by 5 1/4 so that I have a little white border on my thick white cardstock. And so that is going to be that's going to be the base of my card. I'll move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and glue that down. I think the original card had some twine that wrapped around the designer paper, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the cut image, and we're going to add that to one side of the card. Oh, this is really cool. It just kind of pops out, and it looks like it's part of that storefront. So the sentiment, "You are my happy place," is perfect to send to a stamping friend, and also appropriate for for the craft store, right? The art studio, because that is my happy place. Isn't that really pretty? Like, we haven't even added the sentiment, and I feel like it's such a complete card. The original sample had an embossed sentiment on Night of Navy. So we're going to do the same thing with the embossing. And if you don't have it yet, I really love this little embossing additions toolkit. It includes the tray with the powder. It includes the tweezers, a little brush, and the embossing buddy. And the embossing buddy is a must-have for embossing. You're going to use it on your cardstock to make sure that none of the oil from your fingers or anything else is going to affect the stamped image. You want just the stamp. You want the embossing powder to stick only to the stamped image. That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm not saying it so well. Sorry. So I'm going to do this right here, a little away from the edge, so I have the option of doing like a banner tip. And then I'm going to close the ink pad. I'm going to put on my white embossing powder. Doot, doot, doot. Or a lot. Doesn't matter because we're going to reuse it. And then tap off the extra. And so this is great if you have your little brush. You can brush away any of the extra powder that is going where you don't want it to go. And then you unscrew the lid, and all of this funnels right back into the jar. That just screws right back on. I've been using white a lot lately, so I'm good. But if I were switching colors, I'd probably just give this a good wipe out, and using something like a, what's Swiffer, like a Swiffer cloth or something like that will help just kind of get all that fine powder. And then a lot of times I will take the embossing buddy and just kind of wipe it on the tray. To keep the powder from sticking to the tray. So you can use the embossing buddy that way as well. I'm going to take those tweezers. I'm going to use it to hold my paper And then I'm going to use my heat tool to heat the sentiment. So I'm going to just heat until that powder melts. Right now it kind of looks dull and gray, and so it's going to turn shiny and white. Oh, it's like magic! Embossing is so fun. If you haven't tried it before, the essential things that you need are the Versamark pad, which is a watermark ink pad. The ink stays wet longer for the embossing powder. So you need a Versamark pad, embossing powder, and a heat tool. And then if you're ready to step it up, the Embossing Additions toolkit with those extra tools really just kind of makes it easier to use all of the other pieces that you need. All right, so we have our sentiment, You Are My Happy Place. And I get our stuff out of the way. And I'm going to bring in my scissors. And I kept this longer on purpose just so that I could control how long I wanted it to be. So I am going to just kind of trim the ends a little bit. I totally agree, Sue. The tweezers are one of my favorite parts of that Embossing Additions toolkit too, because I love, they're kind of reverse. Like they're closed by default, and then you squeeze them to open them up, and then so you don't have to squeeze to hold it, so it just makes it less work to use it. So very fine and precision, and they have that ceramic tip so that it can handle the heat of the heat tool. I always burn my fingers whenever I don't use it. Okay, You Are My Happy Place. So I want to put it down here, but I don't want to cover up the art supplies, so I think I'm going to have to go up here a little bit more. So I'm going to do that, and excuse me. Oh, my goodness. I was thinking about adding some twine, so let's see what we think of that. Maybe just some loopy loops behind the banner, and I might have to add some sequins too. The original did have the twine, and it was just like a single line around the designer paper under the building. But I don't know, I just didn't like that. I just didn't like that single line of twine. I want to go a little bit longer. So we'll see how we feel about this. I'm gonna do loops. I just need to go a little bit bigger. Is that too big? Oh. I love the look of loops, but sometimes it's so stressful. I know you guys are the same way, right? Tear it off, try it again. Tear it off, try it again. Maybe not to the extent that I always do. Oh my goodness. Let's end our misery. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh! Oh, forget it. Do you ever just have those days? It's just not going to work. It's not going to be the way I want it to. Maybe I'll try doing just like a bow. Yeah, I think I might like that. I'm going to do it with the longer one. I'm just going to do like a bow and then tape it down so that there's just like some big loops behind it. If you're just joining, I'm so sorry about my raspy voice. I can hear it getting worse and worse as we go. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Just not feeling great again this week. I feel like I just can't stay well. My trick with this is to use a little bit of tear and tape to hold down boop, 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 to hold down the twine, and then oh, but I'm not like it. I need the loops to be bigger. Are you done? I'm not done. If you guys are still outside, make sure to turn the light on out there. Okay, so let's try this again. I made the loops a little bigger. I think I will like that better. Yes, okay. See, it was worth it. It all worked out. Persist, and it will happen. Yes, doesn't that look good? I love that kind of, it's sort of like the, you know, when you go shopping and you get packages all like tied up and wrapped up. So I think that's perfect. And you might disagree with me about sequins, but what I love about these new adhesive back sequin trios, we also have some like metallic ones, but I just love these adhesive back sequins, and I love that they have them on a big sheet now because they're so easy to pick up and to place on your card. So to me, it's like the perfect little accent to the card. It doesn't overwhelm it. It's not like really bright. It kind of just blends in. So this one includes Flirty Flamingo, Pretty Peacock, and then the white or clear or silver. I don't know what they're calling it, but I think it's just perfect. So there's our card, allez shop, and I will show you the card in the catalog again. And you can see I did mostly, see how they have that one wrapped around. They did add the die cut bench, but I put the plant to balance it out a little bit. I like my version better. I often do. Don't tell Stampin' Up. Anyway, I hope I have inspired you. If you got this designer paper in the product share, you might be scratching your head a little bit trying to figure out what you want to do with it. And so I hope that you enjoyed this idea, and definitely turn to the catalog for more ideas using that designer paper. I can't wait to see what you guys create with it. Okay, let's move right along. That was our first demonstration. Our second one is going to be with the next paper called Let's Go Fishing. Oh, this is another paper that, again, is very specific because it's all about fishing. It's called Let's Go Fishing. I was going to say Gone Fishing, but I think that might be maybe the bundle. And as you might expect, it has to do with fishing. We've got fish, we've got lures, we've got fishing poles and waves. This is the 12 by 12 paper, so you get 2 each of 6 different patterns, and these colors are Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow, Misty Moonlight, maybe some Boho Blue in there, Night of Navy, some Calypso Coral, Copper Clay, and some of these images, some Pecan Pie, Pebbled Path here. So I think even if you're not into fishing, or if you're the masculine or the men, the people that you might make cards for, men and women, they both fish. I'm not trying to stereotype. I just think about the men in my life who love to fish, and that's why I always think of that. Anyway, If fishing isn't your thing, then I think the patterns on the other side really are very versatile and could be for other things. This one's got like some maps on it, but the waves, you could do that with the turtles or something like that. So I think some great patterns on this paper that can be used for a lot of different things besides fishing. This is another one that I don't have a card made up yet, but I am going to make a card right now using this awesome designer paper. And this is the one that I was inspired by. So I shared this card earlier by Barb Mulliken. She used the countryside in designer paper. But I'm going to remake this card using the fish. So I've pre-cut some pieces, and I'm going to use the Gone Fishing stamp set. It has some images like some bobbers and some lures and some fish and some sentiments. So glad that you're my dad. Happy Father's Day. Happy retirement. Congrats. Good things come to those who wait. So I've cut my designer paper pieces according to what Barb used. So we've got the card base. I'm using Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 8.5, and then the main part is 3 inches by 5.5. I'll add the measurements to the video description when we're done. I've got 2 pieces for the banners. These are 1 1/4 by 4 inch, and there's 2 of them. Then I have a 2 3/8 inch circle, and this is crumb cake. And then I also grabbed this one so that we could die cut. Again, I just love that we have designer paper that coordinates with the dies and that you can cut images from. So let me show you really quick while I've got this out. This dynamic die set includes some waves, and this is really cool. These are like little ripples with a cut hole so that the fish can be jumping out of the water. It's so fun. And then some other little detail dies to make fishing lures. The big thing is a tackle box, really cool with the different images, and then these are like embossed sort of sections. So I'll be making a card and doing a whole tackle box thing. This is going to be so much fun with that. But right now we're just going to kind of keep it simple. We're going to die cut that fish. So let me get out little Desi. Desi is my boho blue mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And if you haven't met the counterpart, Desi's partner is Lucy. Lucy is my white mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so when I got my boho blue one, Mom said that we should name it Desi, and I kind of like that. Somebody else suggested Linus, Lucy's little brother from Peanuts, and I thought that was so cute too. So if there was a second name, Desi, Linus, either way, nickname. Okay, I don't know if there's a die for this one. I don't think that there is, but I kind of like this second image here, so I might just fussy cut that one really quick, and then if we want, we can use them both. This is kind of fun. This designer paper, instead of a white background, it kind of has like a vanilla, it's a pattern too. So it's sort of like almost a canvas. And I think that's really cool that it's just not like a plain white background. Can you see that kind of like pattern on it? Pretty cool. Okay, we've got some fish. Let's put that back before we lose it. And then for the circle, I'm going to stamp Happy Father's Day, because that's coming up this month. Oh my gosh, I am not ready. I am not ready for anything. We got some birthdays. We've got Father's Day. I feel like I'm still catching up. I'm still catching up on May. I purposely did this kind of up in the corner so that I could add the fish on the lower part. Oh, I really love that. I'm going to use my scissors to create a banner tip by cutting up the center and then cutting from each corner to the top of that center cut. And again, I'm just kind of mimicking and mirroring what Barb did on her card. So I just like those banners, and I thought I would do the same thing. So Gonna give that a banner tip on both, and we are ready to glue. So this is gonna go down in the center. 3 by 3 is a nice size for a card, or well, it's a nice size to efficiently use your designer paper because the 12 by 12 paper cuts nice and evenly into 3-inch pieces. So if you're making several of these cards, you could get 8 8 3 by 5 1/4 pieces from your designer paper pack. All right, the banners are going to kind of just layer on top of each other a little bit, and I like the ankle, so I'm going to stick with that. We're going to add that circle on top using some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then we'll use Stampin' Dimensionals to add the fish as well. The one thing we did leave off, she had a separate banner for the sentiment, and I just stamped that right on the circle, but I'm debating on whether or not to add some twine. I do kind of like that. The other thing we could add is something like the rustic dots. That's a good one. This one is going to have, I'm going to need a little edge here. I think it's going to be mostly off of the circle, like that. I don't know, is that too silly? I'm not sure if I like it. Oh, a gentle twist, and we'll just lift that right off the card and move it up a little bit because I think I like this fish better down here, which means I'm gonna gently, gently lift, let's get a new one, gently lift our bigger fish and move him up a little like that. There, that is better. Okay, let's think about the twine. Let's give that some thought. This linen thread is like some of my favorite. And I think it works on a card like this, but maybe instead of doing a bow, maybe we just do like a knot. Are you laughing at me tearing apart the card? Oh my gosh. We always like to do that, don't we? I don't know, what do you think about the knot? Is it kind of a nautical touch to put it on there, or does it just seem too random? I kind of like it. Donna says yes. Tell me what you guys think. Sharon says yes. Do you like it up here? I kind of like it down here, but I also feel like it looks random with the fish. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Low down here, the bottom of the circle, or high up here, kind of between the banners. Oh, it looks like you guys all love it. And I'm seeing several lows, which is where I'm leaning as well. So let's stick it low. I'm going to use a glue dot to put that on. I'm so glad you guys are here to help me. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I kind of want to add some more. I sort of want to add yeah, what do you think? Oh my gosh. I used to create more simple cards, and I feel like sometimes I just keep adding things. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too much to add the dots? Or does it work? it's kind of softer without that hardware. Yay! I'm just seeing all your comments. I love it. I haven't used this one yet, and so I'm really excited to play some more with this designer paper, with this stamp set. Honestly, I haven't had it that long, and I've been sick most of May, so that is my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Especially with Father's Day, I think we'll be making some more cards coming up. Oh, okay. I'm only seeing yes on the dots, so I'm going to give it a little push. We'll keep it on there. There's our second card. Thank you so much to Barb Mulliken for the inspiration with her Countryside Inn card. That was really awesome. Gone Fishing and the Let's Go Fishing designer paper. This is such a good one. Do you guys have this one yet? Do you have this bundle? We've got more paper to show you, and we've got one more project that we're going to make. But before we get to that project, our next designer paper is called Masterfully Made. We're going through the designer paper flyer. All these papers are 15% off in June. That's right. There are 13 different papers. And so tonight we've been sharing project ideas using these papers. So this one's called Masterfully Made. I know I've talked about it before and I love it. It's another one that I got to sneak peek while I was in Utah. Julie and Vanessa, the product designers. It was Julie who made this one, literally taking paper, embossed cardstock, tearing and creating these beautiful designs, and then they were photographed and used for the paper. So amazing. Oh my gosh, I just love this. So this is a 12 by 12 paper. So this is a part of a bigger scene. You don't get the full effect, but you can kind of tell, you can see what's going on. This one, really beautiful with the flowers. This one too, oh my gosh. And the torn paper. The last two designs were done digitally. So she kind of created those colors and then just digitally added all of the flowers. Really, really kind of amazing how she did that. On the other side, we have more monochromatic with the paper tearing, berry burst, pretty peacock, lemon lime twist, some fresh freesia here, another digital design. This one as well with the pretty peacock, and then I love this one with the torn layers of paper. I have a few samples that I've made you may have seen in other videos, but I just thought I'd share them again using this designer paper. And then I'm really excited. I just did this right before the video tonight. One of the items, and maybe it's in the online store for everybody, I can't remember. It might be. One of the new branded merchandise items that Stampin' Up! Has made available are these Stampin' Up! Vinyl decals. And the package includes two sizes, this larger one and then a smaller one, which I have right here. So a little bit smaller. So you get both of them in the package. And I got this shadow box frame. Actually got them in a package of 3 at a craft supply store. And I put in a piece of that masterfully made designer papers, an 8x10 frame. And then I put the vinyl logo on the glass. And I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to hang this up in my room. And what I love about it is that I can just change out that designer paper and change it for the season. I can change it for some holiday paper whenever I'm feeling like I want to do a little something different. I can change that out and use different papers. So I love the way this turned out. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or just a Stampin' Up! Enthusiast, you can get those vinyl decals. I'll include the item number in the video description so you can check that out. And maybe you want to create something fun like this for your own stamp room. So masterfully made, beautiful paper, one of my favorites. I think partly because of the rich, gorgeous colors. I just think it's so fun. I will definitely be making some more with this awesome, awesome paper. Okay, there are 2 papers left. I'm going to skip over Stargazing. I'm going to come back to it and we're going to make a project with Stargazing. But before we do that, I want to do the Zoo Crew. And this is one, I still have to finish designing my projects, but if you ordered from me in April, May. Oh my gosh, how is it June already? If you ordered from me in May, you'll be getting a project kit, which I haven't designed and I had hoped to share before the end of May, and it just didn't happen, featuring the Zoo Crew Suite. I love these whimsical animals that, again, you can cut out and use right from the designer paper. We've got different themes like the outdoors, and ballerina dancers, musicians, hobbies, birthday celebration, and on the go. And the back side of these papers are black and white designs. This paper is so fun and whimsical, and I've had so much fun creating with it. Here are some swap cards I've gotten. This one from Margaret Van Villay. This one from April Booth, cased from the catalog. And all of these cut from the designer paper. And then this one from Kelly Atchison, using a big piece of that designer paper. And lastly, one that I've created using some strips of the designer paper and a stamped image. Oh my gosh, Zoo Crew, so fun. I definitely will be sharing more projects using this suite soon. If it's been on your list, this paper is on sale for the whole month of June, so you got to stock up on all your favorites. What do you guys think of Zoo Crew? I would love to hear. What you think. And like I said, if you ordered from me in May, you'll be getting 4x6 samples of the designer paper, as well as some classic matte dots to use on the projects that I'm working on designing. All right, our last paper that is part of the sale is called Stargazing. It's a 12x12 designer paper, like all the others, on sale for 15% off right now in the month of June 2023. Look at this paper. It is gorgeous. The colors are so bright and beautiful. Berry Burst, Tahitian Tide, Night of Navy, Starry Sky, Pumpkin Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, Fresh Freesia, Orchid Opulence, and the other side just as beautiful with these galaxy prints. Wow, wow, wow. This is a 12x12 paper pack, so you're going to get 2 each of 6 different double-sided patterns. And the planets do have circle dies that coordinate. Let me pull out the stamp set and dies to show you. It coordinates with the reach for the stars. So it's a very specific kind of stamp set. I think if you aren't big into space, then maybe this is not something that's on your list, but I think it's really kind of fun. So we got the different circle dies that will cut out the planets. Here is a card that I've created already, and using some of the holographic paper for the rings, die cut with that coordinating die. The designer paper here in the corner, this die cut from the paper, and then embossed the sentiment, reach for the stars. Well, I want to make a card using this one since I didn't really have much to share except that one card. So I wanted to make another card with this one, and I was inspired by a project that I got at in a swap. This one is from Connie Stewart, and I got to visit with Connie when I was in Utah for my Million Sales Achiever Retreat. Asterisk disclaimer, very few demonstrators achieve that result. We did a fun fold swap, and so this is the card that Connie swapped me, and it is a little Z-fold card, and then it has a flop that opens up on the inside, and I thought it was kind of fun, a really easy little fun fold, and so I wanted to recreate this card using the Reach for the Stars and the Stargazing designer paper. So I have pre-cut some pieces for you. I will share the measurements in the video description tonight after a cup of tea, which I so desperately need. Our card base is Orchid Oasis. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's the half, and then scored at 6 3/8 inch, which is the the half again going back. So you can use your bone folder, get nice good creases on those score lines. Just as just kind of a simple Z-fold. And then the card base is 4 inches by 10.5, scored at 5 1/4. So a little bit smaller so that we have a little bit of our Orchid Oasis card showing around the edge. And then I've got 2 pieces of designer paper. And these are both 1 7/8 inch by 5 1/4. So we've got one for here and one for here. So I'll go ahead and glue those down. I just love the colors in this paper. I feel like Orchid Oasis is a color that I love and I just haven't used a whole lot yet. And so I thought it was really fun to pair it with Lemon Lime Twist on this card. And then I do have some pieces here. This is 1/2 inch by 3.5 of the holographic paper and a 1 inch by 3 of the Lemon Lime Twist. I'm not going to glue this down until I finish stamping in case I mess it up, which could happen. I'm going to stamp with the Orchid Oasis, and I'm going to stamp our little astronaut. And I'm going to do that up in the right corner. Oh, perfect. Isn't this color beautiful? Our next thing is going to be the sentiment on the inside, and it says, if I had a star for every time you brightened my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. And then we have a little accent stamp, the little stars, and this is going to be in the Lemon Lime Twist. And so I'm going to add this up and down and up and down. I have one little spot there which I don't like. I'm gonna see if I can give it a little scrub with my ink eraser, my sand eraser. I think it lightened it up a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to use black because we do have some black on that designer paper. I'm going to use some black for the sentiment, which says, greetings, friend. That's going to go right in the center. I think that this ink on the cardstock kind of, we get a little porous. So if you like it shinier, I kind of just want to even do it. Let's do it really quick. I'm going to show you the difference. I think we should emboss it with black instead of using the Memento ink. So let's do that really quick. I'm going to clean the stamp and we're going to get out the Versamark again. Instead of white embossing powder, we're going to use black. So I'm going to get out my coffee filter because this tray has the white powder in it. So we're going to use our embossing buddy. We're going to stamp 2 embossed cards in one video. I never do that. We got our sentiment. We're going to use the black embossing powder. Oh my gosh, I almost never use this. This jar is so old, which is great because embossing powder doesn't really go bad. So I'm just going to flick off the extra. That looks pretty good because we used the embossing buddy. Oh, there's my fingerprint. Okay. I am going to, oh, I feel like I need to put it back in. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there we go. Use our tweezers so we don't burn our fingers. And the heat tool again. Is it not straight? You know what? It's fine. Straight enough. I feel like black is the hardest one to tell because the change is not as drastic as the metallic or the white. So you're just kind of looking for the powder to get shiny. And it looks like I think we're pretty good. Oh, turn off. There we go. You know, it'd be really pretty. A black glitter embossing powder. Oh, that would be so gorgeous. I don't have any of that, so black is going to be just fine. But let me show you the difference. So here's the stamped with the memento, and here is the embossed. Wow. You can see it is such a big difference. So if you're really looking for a bright, crisp image, using the embossing powder is really the way to go, I think. So I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive on the back to stick it onto the holographic. And that just kind of highlights that sentiment a little bit. And we're going to add it to the card down here. So let's go ahead and get this glued onto the card base. Isn't this card cool? Yes! I love the way it turned out. I did a little practice of the stamping. And I had this lower, and I think it definitely works out better to be higher because then the sentiment doesn't cover it up so much. We're going to add this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's get out a, oh, you know what? You're going to be able to see, you're going to be able to see that if you, well, probably you're not going to, you're just going to open it like this. No one's going to turn it and see, right? Promise me, if you ever get this card for me, if it bothered you, you could cover that with another piece of cardstock. But I don't think that it's going to be very visible, so I'm just not going to worry about it. And I made sure that no adhesive so we don't glue that down accidentally. So here's our card. When you open it up and then you open this way, you know what this bothers me though? Green on green. What was I thinking? Do we have other paper? Oh. Oh. Maybe we need like another galaxy piece. Yes, we do. We do need another galaxy piece. Okay. Tell me though which one you think. Oh, what? That's the one right there. Never mind. I don't need your opinion. I have some paper that I cut. I'm going to see if I can find it. Here we go. Same pattern. There it is. Yep. Nope. Different one. What's on the other side of this? Ah. But this one's not as pretty. I'm just going to have to cut that one. Okay. Change of plans. I'm entitled, right? 1 7/8 inch by 5 1/4. And we're going to just slide that in. Oh, yeah. Now that greening stands out so much more. Oh, I wonder if I like this one better, though. I think I do, because there's a little bit more black showing. Yep, okay. Which way, though? The darker at the bottom or the darker at the top? Leave a comment. Let me know while I'm tearing apart using gentle pressure to slowly release the other designer paper from its spot. And you're leaving me a comment and letting me know if you prefer, boop, the darkest part on the top or the darkest part on the bottom. And the first 3 comments, 4 comments, let's see. Marilyn and Elizabeth and Susan and Hildy are all saying dark on the bottom. That's this way. And Sue too, and Christine. So that's the way we're gonna go. Thank you guys for all your help tonight. and helping me. Don't you think this is so much better than the lemon lime twist? I just think that looks cool. And then the inside. If I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. Oh my gosh, so fun. I might have to go back and add some of the holographic stars and do some die cuts from the set. Like some of these. Oh, this video is so long already, but who cares? Let's just add some of those really quick. I need, what's another 5 minutes, right? Is this the same paper? Well, we can use that. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. This is what happens when you don't have your project completely planned and you just kind of go with the flow. You add things. It has lasted. I don't know how. I don't know how my voice has lasted. But somehow we have made it, haven't we? That's my secret for getting those little pieces out. And this die needs to be put back before I lose it. It's a small one. Okay. We're going to use liquid glue. I'm going to take your pick tool with the putty to place the stars. And we're going to do one. Oh, that's a lot of glue. 2, 3. I know it got really quiet. Sorry. This takes concentration. Oh, it's so perfect though, isn't it? Yes. Oh, I love it. So I'm gonna kind of hold it closed because it's gotta dry before I can close it completely. There is our card. Oh my gosh, I love, love, love how it turned out. Well, that is it for tonight. We made 3 cards live, but I shared 37 different project ideas with you using designer paper from Stampin' Up. That's all on sale this month. 15% off your favorite designer papers all throughout the month of June. I'll be sharing many more project ideas throughout the month using designer paper, so be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And I will also be adding to the video description some links to videos that I referenced earlier. Some more ideas with the Bright and Beautiful suite, more ideas with the Countryside Inn suite, more ideas with the Fresh as a Daisy suite, more ideas with the Irresistible Bloom suite, and more ideas with the Inked Botanicals suite. So check out all those links. I'll get them up, as well as a complete shopping list for all the projects that I created tonight. If you've been thinking about joining the Stampin' Up family, there is an awesome deal in June. You can get an extra $30 in your starter kit. That's $155 in product of your choice for only $99 plus tax. And good news, you can pre-order online exclusives in your starter kit. You can also get designer paper on sale in your starter kit. So check out the links in the video description if you'd like more information about that. I will be sharing more information about this awesome starter kit plus promotion because this is going on all throughout the month of June. Thank you for tuning in tonight, for sharing with me and helping me complete these amazing projects. I hope you feel inspired and that you'll give these layouts a try at home. Have a great night, and I will see you again very soon with another paper crafting video. Bye!